before we enter the Salah, there are a few conditions or prerequisites that we need to fulfill for our prayer and for our Salah to be valid. And these are the prerequisites or the arkan, the shurut of Salah, conditions that the Salah is dependent on for the Salah to be valid, inshallah. So yes, we first of all need to make sure that our body is clean, yeah, and we do not have any impurity that has touched our body. So our body is clean, number one. Number two, our clothing, the cloth that we're wearing is clean. And clean does not mean that it doesn't smell or anything. Cleanliness here means purity, and which means obviously tahara, and that means there's no impurity whatsoever. Even a drop of urine has not touched our body, and that's why we always make sure that we do istinja when we wash ourselves within the toilet. We make sure there's no single drop of urine or urine coming out of our body, and then we wash ourselves, and then obviously we come out. So the clothing should be clean, the clothing, the dress that we're wearing. And then the next one is the place, of course, that we are praying on. So we are sure that the place we are standing on, whether it's a prayer mat, whether it's a bare ground or anything, it's clean and it's pure. And also we are covering our awrah. Covering our awrah for a male is between his navel or belly button and knees. So between the knees and above the knees and below the navel or the belly button, that's covered. And for a lady, it's the whole body, including her hair, that should be covered. And that's a condition and prerequisites for the validity of your prayer. So again, that should be covered, and that's called satrul awrah, or covering the awrah. And remember that so long as we don't know there is uncleanliness on our clothing or the place we are praying on, it's clean. Yeah, they say the al-aslu fil ashya'i at-tahara. The original position of everything is that it's pure and it's clean, unless we have a proof that it is impure or unclean. Yeah. So the place we are standing on is also clean, and then we are facing the Qibla. Like I said, in the UK, it's northwest. We have compasses. We have different ways to find out the Qibla direction towards Mecca. So we need to make sure that we are facing the Qibla. If deliberately we are knowingly we're not facing the Qibla, then the Salah is not valid. But if we don't know somewhere, we need to make the best guess, okay? The best of our guess that which way is the Qibla by different and various signs, and then we pray that way. Even if we found out later that we have prayed to the wrong direction, our Salah still counts. Our Salah has been valid, so don't worry about that. And the next condition is to know the time, yeah? Every prayer has a set time. Inna salata kanat al mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that Salah has to be prayed. So for Fajr Salah, it's before the sunrise that we have to be, make sure that we pray in dawn prayer. The Zuhr Salah has its own time, okay? Starting from the inclination of the sun, which is noon, and going up to when everything's shadow is twice the size of the thing. So that's the Zohar time. Then we have the Asr time, from that time up until sunset. The Isha time, Maghrib time begins after Asr, and that's from the sunset up until it's very dark. The horizon is no more white or red. And Isha is technically from that part up until Fajr. So these are roughly the timings. So we need to know the timings as well. Otherwise, we cannot pray in the wrong time. So again, to recap quickly, these are the different 6 prerequisites of Salah. Number 1, we need to know and make sure that our body is clean. Number 2, our clothing are clean. Number 3, our aura is covered. Okay, and I told you what's the aura and how to cover that. And number 4, that the place we're standing on is also clean. Number 5, we are facing the Qibla direction. And number 6, we are sure that the time is right for our prayer. So inshallah, these are the prerequisites that we need to know about our prayers, inshallah.